Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is my Lord of the Rings online stream. There are many Lord of the Rings online streams, but this one is mine. And we have just finished taking my toon Wayward, who is behind all these vault windows things that I have open. We have just finished getting her through the intro. We have just gotten to Michel Delving for the first time, and I am exploring and describing the intricacies of the wardrobe system. Right now what you are looking at is a page full of all the dies that I have been collecting. I have a lot. Which, by the way, kinfolk, if you need any colors, hit me up. I have a few. What I'm looking for right now is even dim blue dye, and the reason I'm looking for that is that I have a particular outfit that I'm topping off. Now what I want to do with this? Well, look at that hat. It is a great hat, but it doesn't quite match the rest of everything. So what I want to do, I'm going to make it blue. Now here's the hat sitting in my wardrobe. I am going to alter the color. What I did here, let me just reiterate. Right click on the dye. Left click on the thing I want to dye. Are you sure? Yes, I am. There is my progress bar. And now, if you look at the tag, it says dye even dim blue. This is now a blue hat. Actually, Ash, you are talking about inscriptions on crafted gear. That is a good idea, and actually every time I craft gear for somebody, I inscribe it "Here be dragons," whether it's in kin or not. Unless I have some reason to put something else on it. I crafted some instruments for somebody with the toon name Orbit, and so I named them after planets. But that's what you just said is exactly what I've been doing. So basically, I think it's a great idea. Go for it. Back to the dye. What I have done now, I have just dyed this hat blue, and if I drag it over to the wardrobe slot, to the outfit slot, rather. Now look, I have a blue plumed hat. And now my little Hobbit girl is styling. We are ready to go. And I will say this, the cosmetic system is one of my favorite parts of this game. I mean, look at this. How many times have you been playing a game and you've been wearing something that turns out to be really good armor? It's got the stats you want, but it looks like crap. I can make my girl look any way I want. And I have a good collection. I have dresses, I have hauberks and armor. I like this particular outfit. I like the striped shirt, and I really like the glowy dragon. Excuse me. Hiccups. But the ability to customize your look without affecting armor value, it's a lot of games have it, but a lot of games don't, and let me tell you, I love it. I am going to need to make more tea pretty soon.
Good day.
Now you have a couple of options when you go to the Vault Keeper. You have your vault, you have shared storage, and you have wardrobe. Shared storage is a thing you're only going to have if you either bought shared storage. I don't know if shared storage comes with VIP. I know 20 wardrobe slots come with VIP. I don't think shared storage does. It's a thing you have to buy separately, but it is a thing worth having, because if you put something in shared storage, that means any character on your account can access it, which is very useful for things like dye or money. Now my little girl only has what she's gotten from quests so far, which is a whopping 17 silver and 81 copper. And in here I have 90 bags of gold coins. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take, let's say 5. I think 5. I will shift, click, and drag, which gives me the option to define how many bags of coins I want. I will take 5 bags of gold coins and drag them to my bag over here. 85 will stay in shared storage. I will then interact with the vault guy again, browse the shop.
A lovely day, isn't it?
And I will sell some of this stuff that I no longer need. Now I don't need this small filth. And I don't need these small goos. And I don't need these mangled sword sheaths. This is all vendor trash that I picked up from killing stuff. Pax says that shared storage does not come with VIP. Thank you, Paxwald. I appreciate that. So that is something that is an extra purchase. I'm going to sell all these things, and there will come a time later when I may be able to turn them in for tasks. But right now, I'm not worried about that. I just want to sell them, get them out of my bag, and get a few coin back for them. And I will sell all these things. I do not want to sell this plumed hat, so I'm going to click the little lock icon. So it's locked, and then it goes away. Now, I will not see it anymore, and I will not sell it by accident. I will sell this woven cloak. I will sell this knife. I am not selling these navy dyes, so I'm going to click the lock on that. I will sell this and this and this. I'm not selling this. I am selling this. I think I am selling everything else. And you see here where it says 5 bags of gold coins? Selling that will get me 50 gold. This is an easy peasy way that you can transfer coin from one character to another character without having to mail it back and forth. All I have to do is go to my shared storage at any vault and pull out some gold coins. And then I will have money. I will sell all of these things. And now look, I have so much empty bag space. And I have money. This is the wallet. This tells me all the stuff I'm hanging on to, and it's a little complicated, so let's talk about that some other time. The other thing I'm going to do with my vault, remember when I said I had all this stuff that I picked up along the way that I got from pre-orders, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's all sitting in my bag right now, so I'm going to get it out of my bag. And I'm just going to left-click that, drag that into the main chest. I have all these different tabs so I can separate stuff and categorize it and label it and all that. Not worried about that right now. I just want it out of the way. Click and drag and click and drag and click and drag and click and drag. Oh, it takes forever. It's such a hardship. A lot of this stuff is very good stuff that I'm going to be very glad I have later. This Crystal of Remembrance, that'll come in handy later. We'll talk about that later. It's a good thing. And look at this. The gift from John Brackenbrook. It's no longer red. We can open it because we leveled up to level 8. So let's open it and see what we got. Well, we got another box that we can't open till level 9, so we'll stick that down at the bottom of our bag. We got 5 potions of restoration. We don't need those now. We might want them later. We'll stick them in the vault. There we go. Now we're good to go, and we are finally ready. We are finally ready to leave Michel Delving and go about our business, and there are other quests we can do here. But I think what we're going to do before we do any of that, we're going to go down to the crafting center, and I'm going to talk about the crafting system in this game. Let me take one moment with the quick slots. I got a new skill, and I just want to put that skill where it belongs, which is right between these two, and then I got to move everything down one slot. Because I'm used to everything being in a particular place because I have played so many minstrels, and if things aren't where they're supposed to be, I just lose my mind. There we go. Everything is happy. I'm happy. I will lock quick slot bars. And I will close that window. Look at all that lag I got. Isn't that great? And we will head down to the crafting center. And I'm going to talk to you about crafting. See that guy that says Stable Master? The Stable Master is our travel method. When you get to a new place that you've never been before, you want to walk up to that guy, you want to right-click on him,
there.
and you want to get him to show you the places, a list of places that you can go to. Once you do that, you will have acquired that stable. When you go someplace else, you are only able to get to stables that you have acquired. So you want to make sure that you make a habit of doing this in every town. Now, Michel Delving being it's the starting area, I sort of have that automatically. Doesn't matter. Get in the habit. Always go visit the stable master as soon as you get into a new place. And if you're not sure if you've done it yet or not, do it again anyway. You'll be glad later. Oh no, you lost Wi-Fi. Oh dear. I'm so sorry, Ash. Come back. I miss you. I miss you. I miss my kinfolk when they log off. But seriously, that's fine. You know. We have to talk to someone here. We need to talk to her. She is a mistress of apprentices. This is the crafting station. You will see we have an oven. We have a forge. We have a workbench. We have a vault. We have trainers of crafting, like this novice scholar over here and this expert cook. And we're going to talk all about that, but you know what? Before we do that, I am going to take a short AFK break. Going to make myself a little more tea, and I will be right back. Thank you very much. Hang in there. I have another mug of tea brewing right now, and I'm about ready to head back into the crafting area where it's raining. It's raining in the Shire. Isn't that just sweet? So before I went AFK, we were about to talk to Blossom Proudfoot. She is a mistress of apprentices. And we are going to talk to her, see what she has to say. First part of this is completing the quest, and I will talk about the second in a minute. Kiki is drinking. You all know that now. You must be Wayward. I have been awaiting your arrival, and I'm very excited to see that our letter found you well. I am Blossom Proudfoot, and I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I am here to help you through the very first stages of learning your craft. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. So now let's talk to her a little bit further. Here are our options. In LOTRO, we have a pretty good crafting system, and you can actually make useful things all the way through to endgame. In fact, in endgame, there are some things that you can make that can only be crafted. You can get through the game just fine and never craft at all, never even touch the crafting system, and that's fine. You are absolutely free to do that. But if you do choose to take up crafting in some form, you will find it a very productive, if sometimes frustrating thing to be doing. It's also a great way to level up, because you get not only craft XP from crafting, you also get XP experience from crafting. So this is a useful thing. Now in the Lord of the Rings Online, our craft skills are grouped into bunches of 3. So you will learn 3 skills that go well together, but at least one of those skills will require input from another crafter. They made it that way to be interdependent. What actually happened in practice is that a lot of people have multiple craft alts. Oh, this is great. I forgot to take off the AFK screen. You know what? I'm not redoing it. I'm not redoing it. The video will stay like that. I don't care. I do have voice live, right? Yes, I do. That's good. Yes, thank you, Angorian. I was not paying attention. I should have been paying attention. I'm still new at this, okay? The video will have my AFK screen. I don't care. We're good. So anyway, craft skills are lumped into groups of 3. You can, they usually kind of go together, like explorer. You are a tailor, you are a forester, you are a prospector. What that means is you can hunt down ore in nodes, you can hunt down logs, you can hunt down leather and process it for other crafters to use, and you can also take processed leather as a tailor and turn it into light and medium armor. With armsmen, for example, you have prospector and woodworker and weaponsmiths. So you can get ore from the ground, you can hit up ore nodes. You can turn that ore, process it, and turn it into weapons. Or you can get wood, processed wood from a forester, and make it into weapons using your woodworker skill. So they're all like that, and they all have some interdependence with other people. What I'm going to go with on this tune is sort of a Hobbit standard. We're going to become a yeoman. A yeoman is a very hobbity sort of craft. You are a cook, you are a farmer, you are a tailor. Now the tailor part is useful for a minstrel especially because you can make your own light armor and you can make your own cloaks, and that's a good thing. But the real thing that I want to do here is the cooking and the farming. This is one of the more, you are less dependent as a yeoman on other crafters than anyone else. You do need leather from a forester to use your tailor skill, but cooking and farming are sort of complete unto themselves. As a farmer, you grow your crops. As a cook, you turn those crops into food. Now, based on the fact that you're cooking food, this is already a very hobbity trade skill, which is why the main crafting area for the trade of yeoman is located in Michel Delving in the Shire, because where else would a cooking and farming craft be located? But there's another thing you can do as a yeoman and as a farmer. You can grow pipeweed. You can make food that will fortify you in battle, and you can make booze that will get you drunk. This is such a Hobbit trade skill that I almost can't stand it. So I'm going to be a yeoman on this tune, just because I can. Now, if you're somebody who's just starting to play Lord of the Rings online, you might want to make a different choice. The thing about yeoman is, it is very grindy. Every time you make something as a cook, you're not making one thing. Like if you were making armor, somebody needs armor, you're making one thing. Or maybe you're making 4 or 5 things to make them a full suit of armor. Or maybe you're making 6 or 7 things if you're a jeweler, because you're making them a whole set of jewelry. If you're a farmer, you're making a full stack. That's 50. So it's a little bit grindy, but you know what? That's okay. The other thing about cooking and farming is because you are not harvesting stuff from the ground, you are paying out of pocket for the crops that you grow. So it can also be expensive. So being as this is my 20th tune just about on this account, I have enough gold that I don't have to worry about the expense part of it. And I enjoy the cooking and the farming, even though it can be grindy and even though it can be a little bit annoying. I just kind of enjoy it. And I think it would be kind of cool to have booze and pipeweed that's labeled as being made by Wayward. I feel good about that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to become a yeoman, and there are some crafts here that are introductions, quests that are introductions to cooking, farming, and tailoring. And these basically, you go around to an NPC, you get a crate of stuff, and it says, well, make a cloak, make a this, make a that. And you do these things, and they say it's okay, and at the end of all that, you get a title. I'm not going to do that right now because it's kind of grindy and boring, and I not what I want to not really what I want to spend my video time on. So instead, I'm just going to do a little bit of quick inventory maintenance here. What we have gained by picking up this yeoman skill. We have picked up a yeoman's guide, which is basically a little list that will tell you exactly how to do your crafting skill. Equip your tools, click this, click that, buy from this person, do this. And this is a good thing, especially if you're first getting on with it. I'm not going to bother reading it. If you come in game and learn how to start crafting, you will get one of these yourself for your own special craft, and you can read it with your own two eyes. And your own voice if you feel so inclined. I'm just going to drag that and get rid of it because it'll just take up room. The other thing that I've gotten is 3 inferior supplies for crafting with. They are so inferior that I cannot even sell them for money. Nobody wants to take them. They are crap. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to drag those away and get rid of those to destroy them because I have something much better. I'm going to go to the vault. I'm going to open up shared storage. I'm going to go to my crafting tab where I keep all sorts of stuff, and I'm going to pull out this here universal toolkit. Universal toolkits can be bought from the store for a couple of, well, maybe 100 or 150, I forget which. You can buy them from the store for LOTRO points. Or you can get them from Hobbit presents, which are basically a free giveaway that happens every day. But what they're good for is they can be used for any craft. You don't have to swap tools between your cooking tools and your farming tools. You have one set of tools for everything you do. And on top of that, you have a choice to a percentage of time that you can actually get critical hits from them. So that's actually a useful thing, too. The universal toolkit, metalsmiths can also make universal toolkits and individual tools for crafters. The universal toolkit is the best in slot until about level 60. Above level 60, if you can get a metalsmith to make tools for you, you want to do that because you'll get a better critical chance and more durability. But up till then, universal toolkit for the win. So I happen to have one of those lying around, but if I didn't, I would still go to the LOTRO store and buy one. It's one of those things that I just feel is worth the price to buy. Say hello to Cheeky for you, Angorian. I sure will. So, what I am going to do, rather than spend time on those crafting quests, and rather than sit here on questing, I'm going to go over and show you a little bit of this fall festival before I close out this stream. Which, I have maybe another half hour, I guess. Not quite sure because I forgot to set the timer, but we will see. So I'm going to click on this handy little pop-up icon. I'm going to click on this handy little pop-up icon. And I'm going to finish now, and what that's going to give me is a map to the party tree. The party tree, if you're a Lord of the Ring person, it is a place in Hobbiton where Bilbo had his 11th birthday party. It figures very heavily in the books, in other words. It's also a place where we have a couple of our festivals. So the Fall Festival largely takes place over there. And what we have here is a handy-dandy travel map. By clicking this, we can go directly to the party tree and not have to run all the way there. We're going to do that right now. Here we are at the party tree. That's just some instant messages going back and forth, no big deal. Here is the party tree, and as you can see, things are very festive right now. We have fireworks going off. We have party tents with dancing people. We have people with quest rings. And we have Bingo Boffin, who we have not officially met yet, but he has a quest for us to do. We may just go ahead and do that. And what this festival revolves around is this mysterious door over here. Not to be confused with the mysterious door that I had in inventory earlier. That is a housing item that will take us to Mordor. This is a cellar door. If I mouse over here, you see the cellar door. The Haunted Burrow event must be active in order to enter. This is the Haunted Burrow event. You must have completed quest Bilbo's letter. What did I tell you all about red text? It means a condition that we have not yet fulfilled is keeping us from using this thing. See? Using this has no effect. Cannot use this door. Why? We have not completed the quest Bilbo's letter. Now, where are we going to get that quest Bilbo's letter? Well, I have the feeling we have to go talk to Lobelia Sackville Baggins. So let's do that right now. Actually, I believe we talked to this person. Opal Goodbody. She is a cook, as evidenced by the fact that she is hanging out over here by the oven at the party tree. She is cooking the good food that people are going to eat and celebrate with. She has a quest ring, and that means she has something to tell us. So let's find out what she has to tell us. She has two things to tell us. First, she wants to tell us about the spirited harvest.
Don't you turn your back on me?
Doesn't sound very friendly, does she? Welcome, my friend. Ash, I did pause streaming for a little while, but I have picked it up again. You're not in voice. The quest text says, "Welcome, my friend. If you're here for the harvest, I recommend you get in the spirit of the season and participate in many of our harvest activities. If you're not here for the harvest festival, maybe you should be. For those folks that participate in many of our activities, there might just be a harvest treat in store, so get out there. The night can get a bit chilly, but I'm sure you'll find company and good stories around the campfire. What this means is you do 7 harvest festival activities. You get 3 fall festival tokens, and you get a pouch of Asilian essence fragments. What are Asilian essence fragments? We really don't need to know for about another 100 levels, but we will want them then. So, we're going to accept this quest because why not? Now she has another quest for us. This is the one we're interested in. Really interested in. A cellar door appears. You'll never believe this, Wayward. I decided a new oven was needed to begin preparations for the new festival. The laborers went to dig a pit into the side of the hill, and lo, we all heard a shovel scrape against some wood, and before I knew what happened, a door was dug out. The door is locked now, but I'll wager it is the forgotten cellar of Bag End. Bag End is just above it, you see. Do you think that's where Mad Bag End has kept his treasures? I suppose we can only guess, for Lobelia owns Bag End now. If you think she'll be letting anyone else dig around for old Bilbo's treasure, then you go right ahead and ask her. Be my guest. I won't be risking it, but it is terribly exciting all the same. And we are going to go ask Lobelia about this cellar door, and we are also going to talk to her about Mundo's complaint, because we have that quest as well. Here is Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Let us first talk to her about Mundo's letter.
Well, the call of some folk.
I heard about the troubles my nephew Mundo went through in Breeland. I assume you're here with old Flower Dumpling's coin purse to repay us for Mundo's hardship. You're not? What is this nonsense? Whitfoot doesn't have an ounce of sense in that fat head of his. It doesn't surprise me that he doesn't have the courage to come tell me this himself, but he'll regret it. I'll go to Michel Delving to see him personally and tell him in no uncertain terms what I think of him. What use is he as mayor anyway? And what use are the bounders for that matter? My nephew has gone through so much and he was barely outside the bounds.
I want a word with you.
Why do we need a mayor or bounders or sheriffs if they can't keep my nephew from being threatened and abducted and put through all kinds of hardship? The Sackville Bagginses are a very important family in this parts. I've heard that there are goblins on the edge of the Shire. Goblins! If you ask me, you should stop running pointless errands for our fat mayor and should do something about 'em. I've heard that Wilcom Tunnelly, the quarry supervisor in Scary, has seen goblins on the green fields. Talk to him and get to the bottom of this, Wayward. Huh. Goblins. Now let us get around to the other quest. The cellar door appears.
It's been a foul day, it has.
Are you here about that door as well? You listen here. That mad fool of a Baggins never said anything about a secret cellar, and neither did that awful nephew of his, Frodo. I could not be more angry. I've scoured the whole Burrow and not found a thing that could be used as a key to a hidden larder. They meant all along to leave Bag End to me with none of its proper fixins'. If you want to see so much as a doorknob inside that cellar, you must find me that key. That gardener down on Bagshot Row surely knows something, but he won't speak a word to me. You look like a big ominous sort. You ought to wrangle the truth out of him. You want me to beat up someone's grandpa for information. Luckily for us, Gaffer Gamgee is a sensible folk. And he will know that we mean well and he will talk to us. Not like Lobelia, who is a twit. So we're going to go down to Bagshot Row. We are going to talk to Gaffer Gamgee. He is, in fact, a respected gardener, and his title says as much. Here is the quest. A cellar door appears. I'll wager Lobelia sent you to inquire about that new door going to the Baggins' lovely burrow. If you ask me, the whole affair smells of trouble. I tell my young'uns, and I'll tell you too. Best to mind your own matters, and no harm will come of aught.
I want a word with you.
Still here, are you? Well, I suppose if you were of an inquisitive nature like Mr. Bilbo himself, I'll let you in on something he said to me before he disappeared forever. Old Bilbo, he said, with a sparkle in his eye, that his adventure would continue on even after he was long gone. That was Mr. Baggins for you. Well, I'll not get in your way. Help yourself to look over his last letter for us, which my son Sam read to me. It has some particular instructions regarding that Sackville Baggins.
Just a moment.
You want to bring this letter to Lobelia, eh? Be my guest. Won't do me whit of good sitting here with me, you know. And here is the letter in question. Bilbo's letter. To the owner of the prying eyes lying currently upon this page. I write this and leave it in the care of Hamfast Gamgee, my respected groundskeeper, on account of any unexpected findings on my estate after I am gone. I am Bilbo Baggins, and I was the proprietor of Bag End before I moved away. Bag End was then left to my heir and nephew Frodo Baggins. If he is not there any longer, then I expect the Sackville Baggins has got hold of my dear old Burrow. I left a nice present for Lobelia when I went away. The silver spoons she admired so greatly that she acquired a great deal of that collection before it was properly bestowed to her. But in all likelihood, that was not enough, so I expect she is in possession of old Bag End now. Surely the whole Burrow has been scoured for the fabled prizes of my adventures with the dwarves many years ago, but I pride myself on not being so obvious as to leave such treasures out and about where nosy relatives can easily get their hands on them. Of course, please do not presume that I deem such noble inquirers undeserving of rewards, for that is not the case at all. I just prefer to make the reward sweeter yet by giving the visitors of Bag End an adventure of their very own. I assume you are inquiring after the Burrow's cellar. The door to the cellar was installed shortly before I left, with the help of the dwarves, and comes out the side of the hill, but I do not think it will appear until the hillside erodes in a few years, or perhaps when there is some digging, when Bag End's property must be expanded to suit Lobelia's many needs. If the door is to be unlocked, you must ask Lobelia if you may borrow one of her spoons. An adventurer's treasure may be found within, but so shall an adventure. I hope you like my little project. Happy adventuring to all. Yours, Bilbo Baggins. Now, ain't that sweet? I will just hop on my horse, and I'm going to head up and bring this letter to Lobelia.
Well, the gall of some folk.
What is that envelope you have there? Give it here at once. I'm sure Bilbo meant for the successor of Bag End to have it, and not that fool old gardener. Indeed, no, I don't believe he even knows how to read.
How rude.
I'm reading the letter. Leave me be. How is a hobbit to concentrate with annoying folk badgering them all day? If it does not say anything about that cellar, I swear I will be positively furious.
How rude.
Don't pester me. I'm reading. That Bilbo sure knows how to prattle on about nothing. Lobelia continues reading greedily. She is very unhelpful.
the gall of some folk.
Shoo! If you don't leave me alone, I shall report you to the authorities. Lobelia shoos you away and continues reading.
It's been a foul day, it has.
What's this about a spoon? He left me the silver spoons. He says they are the key to the cellar.
Hi there, give me a moment.
Oh my, what wonderful news. Apparently my spoons fit as keys into the keyhole in that burrow door down there. That old madman planned for me to have his treasure after all. Come, I'll go open the door and you will help me carry out the treasure I find. Wow. Thanks, lady. Let us meet down at the party tree. Just give me a moment and I'll be down. She has another quest. Oh, that's Lobelia's fireworks. We may do that quest, but we're not doing it right now. We have slid down the hill so as not to break our bones too badly. We are going to venture into the haunted burrow. Ooh, spooky. Oh my goodness. It's so spooky. Ah! Darkness! Scared hobbit. Well, I'm a scared hobbit too. Look at this. But Lobelia must be in here somewhere. Oh, look, here she is. She does not look happy.
The gall of some folk.
Oh, I am livid. I've been tricked. This place is not but a monster-filled, spook-ridden, crawly-infested hole in the ground. Bilbo tricked me into thinking there was anything worth my while in this abominable cellar. How I loathe him with all my heart. There is naught here but filth and corruption. I want nothing to do with this evil burrow. Do as you will with it and stay away from me. My pleasure. Lobelia is not pleased with the cellar and has given you permission to explore it at your leisure. So we will run outside. We will talk to Opal Goodbody and see what she has to say.
How rude.
Did you hear, Wayward? Lobelia is too scared to poke around. That means we can go treasure hunting. It's wonderful, just wonderful. I'm sure many of these nosy onlookers will have a wonderful time exploring and making off with what treasure they find. It is terribly exciting, isn't it? I have leveled up. I am level 9. And I have completed the haunted burrow. There's the thing we're going to do right now because we are level 9. Problem with that is that we want to quest in the Shire. The Shire, low level quests. If we get much higher than we are right now, we're going to outlevel everything in the Shire, and that would be a shame. So instead of doing that, we are going to equip an item that I got from the LOTRO store. This is called the Stone of the Tortoise. What it is, it's an XP disabler. Experience from monster kills is disabled. Experience from quest completions is disabled. What that means is, I click that stone to equip it. This bar down here goes gray. I don't gain any more XP until I take it out. I can do whatever I want and I will stay level 9. People say, well, why would you want to do that? Well, like I said before, this game used to be a whole lot harder. In some ways the game's been made easier, and in some ways we've been made stronger, and what that basically means is you level up really fast. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing when you've played the game a million times and you just really want to get your latest tune to level cap. When it's not a good thing is when you just want to take your time and kick back and enjoy the ride. And that's what we're doing here right now. That's what I'm doing by making this video. So in order to be able to take our time, enjoy the content, and not out-level it, I'm going to equip the Tortoise Stone for a little while. That way we can do some festival, pick up some quests around the area, get some stuff done. And when I feel like it, when I feel the need, I'll take the Tortoise Stone off and we'll start leveling again. The Tortoise Stone, which can also be found in the store by searching for XP Disabler. I want to say it's 150 LOTRO points. And it is bound to a count until you first equip it, at which point it becomes bound to the tune that equipped it. I consider it a wise buy, even if you think you want to get all the way to level cap right away. Really, I mean, if I sat down to do some crafting, I would level up like a shot. And when you're doing quests that you're that overpowered for, it kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. I like my games easy mode, but even so, there's easy and then there's stupid. I like easy. I don't like stupid. So we're going to shut off the XP for a while and we're going to take our time and have a good time. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to run over to this hobbit over here. We're going to take his quest. I will explain it in a minute.
Might I speak with you a moment?
We have accepted the quest Dances with Hobbits. During festivals, every 20 minutes, there's a dance instructor in the Hobbit area, in the Elf area, in the Dwarf area, and up in Bree at the festival stage. These dance leaders will teach you how to dance. There are 2 dances per species. There are a couple more, but we're not going to talk about those right now. If you want to learn how to dance, if you want to be able to dance, at concerts, at music festivals, and so forth, you need to go when a festival's on and learn to dance. These festival quests only become active once every 20 minutes. It can take a while waiting for each of those quests to become active, which is why I ran over to that guy and grabbed his quest and didn't bother reading the text. Because, man, if I had missed that quest and he had started off with it before I finished reading, I would have been so annoyed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stand here and we're going to wait for him. And we're going to wait for him. And we're going to wait for him. And the thing when you're doing this quest, the important thing is you got to stay in the area. That means don't run away before you're done. You got to keep the guy selected because you have to be looking at him as the quest text says. So that means you need to select this guy by clicking on him and make sure you keep him selected. And when the dance starts, he's going to tell you different dances to do. He's going to tell you to do dance 1, dance 2, and dance 3. Now you can either type in these emotes or up here in your quest tracker, there will be a little emote. All you have to do is click that emote while you have him targeted. Before the time runs out, you click your way through this, you learn a dance. Sounds easy, right? It is. It's also incredibly easy to fail it. You wouldn't think it is. They make it so easy. They give you a button. Still easy to fail. But we're going to sit here and we're going to do this quest. And you know what? It might actually run out of time on the video because we're at about an hour now. So I'm going to say goodbye right now. I'm going to keep the stream running like I said. But I'm going to shut down the recording just so that we can cap this at a different episode. And I thank you guys for being a part of this. If you're watching the recordings, stick around for the next one. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.